Well, that could have gone wrong, so I don't know where that come from, but I'm bored of just saying a normal intro, and to be fair, I haven't got time to think of one. So we're going to crack on straight away with a beer, because I've got some good stuff to say. I'm knackered now, because I had to climb that. That's very, very big. But yeah, we're going to crack on with some Bombers. I've had this before, and actually I wasn't going to drink anything, because last week I went out and I had a bit too much sauce. Thank you very much, Grant, for getting me incredibly drunk. And then I was badly for 2 days. So I've kind of got put off with alcohol. I was like, no, I'm not going to have any. But it is Friday. It's Friday night rant. I've got 5 days off. So going to have a Bombers. Bottoms up. Lovely. Right, so cracking on. Some stuff's happened this week. Main thing this week then is Call of Duty has actually shown its face and says, look, Black Ops 2 is coming, which we already knew. But they've shown the trailer, and to be fair, every time I've seen the Call of Duty, you know my sense on it now, I always think it's just recycled crap over and over again, so you're probably sat there going, go on Jurassic Junkie, bash it. And I'm not, because I was quite surprised by the trailer, to the point where I am actually contemplating buying it. I need to see more yet, but yeah, they've done well. Now, the major thing is, the bug for me for Call of Duty is they always look the same. All they do is just slightly change the settings, give you different few weapons, and that's about it. So to me, you're buying a DLC, and that's all you're doing each year. Now, I'm not saying the franchise should die, because people enjoy it. It sells millions and millions of copies. So obviously I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. They should do it, but I think they should always try and not reinvent themselves, but just give us something completely fresh. And it's Treyarch's turn this year to actually produce a Call of Duty, so it's Black Ops 2 even. And yeah, they've done well. So it's set in the future, so we've got some bots in there, we've got a few robots, we've got flying things going around. Also, it's set back in the day, so you're going to be on horses. The major thing, which I enjoy more than anything, is it looks like they're going to be using the same engine again, but they've actually added some tweaks to it now, so it's going to affect the lighting. But it's actually give the game a different colour. Now that straight away just made me enjoy it more, because Call of Duties always have that distinct, like, dull colour all the time, and that's why I like Battlefields, because it feels completely different. When they brought out the new engine for that, it's like, wow, this looks different, so that made me want to buy it. Now, just by changing, just tweaking the lighting on the game and giving it a different feel, made me go, it feels like you've actually done something this time. And the main thing about Call of Duty is, everyone knows offline, it's a very linear game. It's normally action-packed, but the point is, you go from A, you go to B. Sometimes there's a person with you and you've got to protect them. If they die, you apparently died, mission failed, start again. But they're actually going to do it different this year, and what they said they're going to do is you're going to be doing the normal gunfighting, and at some point you're actually going to be controlling some drones over massive sandbox areas, and at some points, if you've got somebody with you and you've got to protect them, if you go through and they actually die, they stay dead. And at the end of the game, they won't be there. So it sounds like they've actually thought about it and going, we need to do something completely different. And they have. Now, I know some people might say, well, it's gone against what they used to do. And I think that's good. So to Treyarch, I tip my hat at you, sir, because you've done what I've been saying. You've done something different. And it does look very, very good. So I'm going to keep my eyes on it. I'm not definitely going to donate £40 to the cause just yet. I want to see some more trailers and see how the actual gameplay works online. But so far, yeah, very impressed. Which, to be fair, I didn't expect to be saying that a week ago. And I've just drank a here. Awesome. So, other big news this week, which I think it came through yesterday. If it didn't, I may have been slacking and missed the news. But I sat at work about 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, damn. And yeah, there was just a few people putting things on Reddit. I was like, really? And I had a look, and it's Elder Scrolls. They're actually going to be releasing an MMORPG, which a lot of people have been craving for many, many years. So it's made a lot of people happy. And to be fair, 6 months ago, I would have probably been happy as well, going, awesome, I'm going to buy that, because MMORPG, Bethesda, all the goodness, lots of ticks in the boxes, do one. But I don't want it. Not yet anyway. The reason for it is, even if I want it, I am not touching that for 6 months to a year, because I know it's going to be full of bugs. Now, when they've released other games in the past, I've always gone, you know what, it's a big game, so there is going to be a few bugs. And when I talk about bugs, I expect just the odd thing, like a door might not open, or sometimes you'll actually walk into something, you get your foot trapped. Now, they're annoying bugs, but they're something that sometimes you have to walk all the way across the map forever and a day to actually find them. So sometimes they do miss them. But more and more, these bugs are getting bigger and in your face. For instance, like flying dragons back backwards. Could have said that better. Dragons flying backwards, yes, we'll go with that one. These aren't just small things. I was enjoying Skyrim, and then I couldn't kill a dragon because every time it tried to attack me, it flew away. And it just broke the game for me and made me put it down. And I've not really picked it back up since. Like, the dragons got fixed and I went in and went, oh yeah, it's awesome, it's fixed now. But then, like, the buzz had gone from me, so they kind of damaged the game by doing this. And they're constantly, obviously, releasing patches to try and fix things. And I don't know when the last patch was, but I was talking to my friend Ander, and he's on the PlayStation 3, and he says he can no longer go in water. If he tries to swim in water, it crashes the PlayStation 3. Now, he's got around that by removing the latest patch, and now he's playing it again. But the point is, that's what we're having to do now. We're having to find workarounds, or we can do this, but you can't do that mission until they've patched it, and we're kind of accepting it. So first of all, I don't want to play an MMORPG because it's going to be full of bugs, just going off what they've been doing in the past. And two, it's made me think that we are getting raped a bit by all the developers. What it is, it's just start making me think that, for instance, Sky or TiVo or wherever it is in the world, if you actually pay for a subscription fee for your TV, for instance, if they rolled out a patch to make a nice GUI or something like that, make the menus a bit smarter, and in doing so they broke something like the volume, or you could watch some particular shows but it wasn't in high def, or the ratio was messed up, a lot of people would complain, to the point where probably Sky or somebody turn around and will go, ooh, tell you what, goodwill gesture, we'll all give you a month free or something like that. And it feels like anything like TV companies or telephone companies, if they had a disruption to service and you couldn't make calls for a day, people would complain and say, you know what, I've paid for a month but you didn't give me that particular day, so give me some money back, and they tend to do. Whereas games, things, we buy them, we pay £40, some of us pay for Xbox Live subscription, you pay all these things, and they just break. And then we sit there going, well, we'll have to wait for a patch, and it's not good enough. To like this week, it just made me think that we need a gaming watchdog, and there may be some form of gaming watchdog out there, but if there is, they need to make their presence known more so we know who to complain against. So it's made me think, what is happening at the moment is if Bethesda release a game and then they go, oh look, it's bugging, we need to release a patch. What they would do is obviously, they want to get a patch out ASAP. But as I've spoken in previous episodes, it costs them to actually release a patch. They have to pay Microsoft or Sony or whoever it is. They have to pay them so they can test the patch, then it can get released. So it costs them a couple of grand every time they want to release a patch. So it makes sense for them if they're going to release something and fix something, but at the same time they're actually going to add some more content, they might as well just wait and bunch them all together and keep the cost down. So it kind of makes the developers just go, right, we'll fix it, but not as quick as you want, because it benefits them in the pocket. Now, I think we should just change the way everything works, and when there is a bug, depending obviously how bad the bug is, but for instance, dragons flying backwards, you can't kill dragons, you buy a game to actually kill dragons, so therefore the game is useless at the moment. Theoretically speaking, I know it's fixed, but let me go on. So, say these dragons are flying backwards, what we need is a gaming watchdog that come in and say, right Bethesda, you've released a game, people want to kill dragons, they can't kill dragons at the moment, so therefore you've sold them a faulty product. So you're going to be penalised, you're going to be taking £1,000 per day, every single day that you don't fix this bug, which will force them to get it done quicker. And at the same time, if this rule came in, a lot of developers wouldn't be releasing half-assed shit going, let them find the bugs, then we'll fix it later, because they'll be like, you know what, we need to get this right before we get penalised. And obviously there'll have to be lots of red tape around it saying what the level of the bug is, how much they get sued kind of thing. But I feel like it needs to be done because more and more games are just releasing this. It feels like we are now the beta testers. They don't get beta testers in to test it and go, you know what, this is good. They kind of just unleash on us and go, you find the problems. And it's not good enough, and it's really wound me up, and I don't want to buy an MMORPG off them. And fair enough, I'm slating Bethesda here, but there's a load of them that do it. And I just think we just need a gaming watchdog that can actually sit over all this and go, that's not fair what you've just done to people. So yeah, let me let me have a breath. But yeah, that's just been, like, over the last few days, it's just been annoying me, and there may be somebody may say in the comments, oh, by the way, jurassicjunkie, you can complain to such and such. But if that's the case, they need to make themselves a bit more known to gamers, so we can complain, and a lot of people will then go and kick off, and it will make them go, actually, we need to tell these people off for what they're doing is wrong. So yeah, let me try and drink this again. I keep going off every time I think about it. It angers me, I'm passionate about this. I want a gaming watchdog. But the thing is, I was going to drop it then, but it's not as if I just want him to lose money. The thing is, it's stacked against us at the moment. It's in the developer's favour to actually not fix these things as quick as possible to actually bunch them together, which is just wrong. You shouldn't be rewarding developers by bunching patches together. They should be penalised for doing it in the first place. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. I need to let this one go, or else it's going to be a 30-minute Friday night rant, just me moaning about Bethesda. But it's not their fault, but they're the ones I'm annoyed at the moment. So, right, let's have a little talk about EA. So first of all, I would like to thank everybody that's actually sent me messages this week, because this EA hate that I've got is quite passionate along many other gamers, and every time EA cock up, I tend to get a flood of emails of people going, did you see this, Jurassic Junkie? You need to moan about this. So a lot of people do tell me when EA cock up. This week was no exception. Rockband is the hot topic what most people are talking about. So I've done a bit more research, and what you've told me is like slightly changed, but still, it's a problem. And what that is Rockband for your phone, so Android, whatever it be, iOS, I don't know. If you actually open it up, it comes up with a little warning just saying, by the way, this product that you've got will not work as of 31st of May. So, in other words, you paid for this product and we are no longer supporting it, so sorry. And the worst thing is, the game is still there to buy, and I think it's about £7 or so. So they're kind of saying, this is no longer going to be supported. But you'll only know it's not supported once you buy it, which is a disgusting tactic. That's EA's best, really. It's its finest. That they will actually want you to buy a product that's no longer supported. So that's what everyone sent me, and I was like, you know what, we're definitely going to chat about that. But I had a quick Google just before I started filming, and then EA have now removed that message from the game and turned around and gone, oh no, that was sent out in error. We didn't mean to send that message out. Yeah, it is still fully supported. Fair enough, you could accidentally do things, but you don't accidentally create a game and then release a little patch for it that sends out a message saying we no longer support it. You don't accidentally type that onto the keyboard and go, oh look, it's formed all these words. Bear me a second, I've just woke the computer up. So, as I was saying then, obviously this wasn't an accident. This is intentionally, they've released this actual information out. They've actually pushed this out to all the users of the game, and I think that obviously everyone's jumped on this and gone, that's really, really bad, and EA stuck back and went, oh no, we didn't mean to do that. So now they're giving the game support simply because everyone's angry. Well, to back this theory up a bit more, apparently they actually released some information on their website saying that there was no longer supporting some games because they wanted to support the focus and resources onto other games. So they kind of said that as well last week, and then that article on EA's website has also disappeared. So have they actually got some guy who accidentally types these messages to the games and accidentally writes these posts on EA's website? I think not. I don't think these are accidents. I think you're covering your tracks because everyone's angry. So yeah, EA, dirty b****s. That's all I can say about that, because you know you did that, and don't try and cover it up. And then as well, what they've done this week is they've pulled all the games from Steam, they've stuck them on Origin. Origin's nowhere as good as Steam, and to the point where this week they've actually turned around and says, could you please tell us how we can improve Origin? And a lot of people says, make it like Steam. But the weird thing is, they decided to release a bundle on Steam, an EA bundle on Steam, by the name of the Indie Bundle. Which is a bit rich, really. This is EA, big giant corporation, releasing indie games. So a lot of people says, EA, do you know what the word indie actually means? And it wasn't just the gamers saying this. Notch, the creator of Minecraft, actually turned around and said, that's not how it works, EA. Stop attempting to ruin everything, you cynical b****s. So yeah, good old Notch sticking it in there. But Notch has even turned around that obviously when he released Minecraft, that was an indie game. He developed it himself, he released it, it did really well. That was indie at its finest. But now the guy's got millions and he's making games left, right and centre. And even he's turned around and says, what we release now is no longer indie because we're a big corporation now and we're actually making lots of money. So even himself doesn't call himself indie. But EA, they chuck the word indie on there so people go, indie games, and try and buy them. So yeah, EA is just, well, we know what they're like, and they're just getting worse and worse and worse. Right, the last thing I wanted to say is just that Nintendo have released another colour of the 3DS. Now, at first I thought I would probably go on and go, oh, look at your drip feed and there's colours and all that lot. But no, to be fair, I'm glad they're releasing colours because I was worried about this time in its life cycle, we'll start be getting the 3DS XL Super Duper II or something stupid like that. And the thing is, when they do release new hardware, you kind of feel tempted that you kind of feel like you have to actually buy it to not keep up with people, to make sure that your new games are compatible, and you just feel obliged to actually buy the new hardware if you are a fanboy or girl. But the good thing is just by releasing colours, you've got the option there. If you want to buy the colours, you can. If you don't, stick with what you got, which is nice. And I do like them releasing different colours, because I know handhelds tend to get more colours than consoles. But I think it's sad. I think consoles need to get more colours, because the PlayStation 3 has got a load of different ones, especially in Japan. They get some awesome colours out there. And the Xbox, you've gone with the black, that's about it really. We've got the R2-D2 one at the moment, which is pretty damn smart, but I think it's a shame that on launch we don't get a multiple of colours, because I like red and I would love a red Xbox. So yeah, all I'm saying is just Nintendo, you can carry on drip feeding those colours by all means, as long as you're not drip feeding the hardware. And I need to keep my thumb up why I'm saying that, don't know why. So that's it, 20 minutes spoken already, I haven't even finished my drink. It feels like I've been speaking too. That leaves us to the question of the week, and the question of the week will be me taking you towards where I'm going to give you the answer to my question. And that question this week is simply, when was the last time you threw your controller? So, very basic question, but I want to know what everyone's replies are, because I love people raging in games. Nothing better than being on Xbox Live and hear someone rage, especially when you hear the controller get the full whack of it. So, I'm taking you downstairs to just show you some controller damage. Now, you might not be able to see, give me a second. I'm sorry for the lighting, but that's what you buy when you got energy saving light bulbs. They're really, really good. But this isn't me raging. I've thrown a controller once or twice. I can't even remember when I've thrown the controller last. But if you notice here, there's two little marks. And when I first found this, I was like, what's that? I must have perhaps banged the chair into the wall. But if you get an Xbox controller and you place it just like that, it fits in the slot perfectly. So yeah, that's when Joe last raged, right there. So yeah, that is the question of the week. When was the last time you raged and ended up smashing a controller? And obviously, stick a little story in there, exactly what made you rage. Oh, right, back upstairs and say goodbye. Woo! Right, so that's it then. You got your question of the week. You got my 2 cents on Dirty EA. I find I kind of actually like Call of Duty, which is surprising, and Bethesda need to be sued by Gaming Watchdog. Breathe. So that's it. As always, hope you have a great weekend. I've got 4 more days ahead of me, which is awesome, and I fancy playing some game, which I can't remember. I'm looking around trying to find the box. Where's the box? Can't remember what the game's called. Where is it? Joe's moved it. There it is. Homeworld. I don't know how I forgot that. But yeah, I'm going to spend this week, I think, playing some old school Homeworld, because I just fancy just sitting in my chair, keyboard and mouse, and just vegging out and just controlling some spaceships. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers. Bye.